y'all see the title, y'all see the thumbnail. This is the 2024 NBA Mock Draft 4.0. And without further ado, we're just gonna hop straight into the video. With the first overall pick, we have the Atlanta Hawks taking Zaccharie Risacher from France. Risacher is a 6'10" small forward, and I think his game can fit seamlessly easy next to Trae Young because I do believe the Atlanta Hawks are going to keep Trae in the long run. But you see in these highlights, Zaccharie, he's a 6'10" tool all around small forward. I think he has an incredible knack for scoring the ball. He's an underrated defender. I haven't seen too many people talk about his defense. His passing ability is underrated as well. He's 6'10", and you can't teach a 6'10". So playing next to Trae Young, obviously he's going to be a lob threat. He has some athleticism. He's not the most athletic guy in the world, but he's sneaky athletic. And I think you need wings to win championships. I said it almost every video. You need a guy who is a wing to be your lead guy. And I think Zaccharie Risacher has that potential. Second overall, we have the Washington Wizards taking Donovan Clingan. I tell a lot of people this, that Washington needs a guy like Clingan on their team to, just set the tone, be a nice stable building block. Because I don't think Washington can find their guy with the way their roster is built. I don't think they can find a guy who can just be the guy on their team, that go-to scorer that they need. I mean, Rob Dillingham, he's good, but they have Jordan Poole. I don't like that fit next to him. And I think Donovan Clingan, with his game, I think his game is built for a team like this, and I think it's the perfect fit. If I'm Washington's GM or president of basketball operations, I'm taking Clingan with the second overall pick. It might not be the popular pick, it may not be the sexy pick, but I'm taking Donovan Clingan with that pick. And I think that'll be a great tone setter for the future, and that shows that they're serious about winning basketball games in Washington. With the third overall pick, I have the Houston Rockets taking Reed Sheppard. Now, I can see Reed going as high as 1 in this draft because of his skill set. His skill set is plug and play anywhere he goes. But for Houston doesn't really have a glaring need on their roster. So you take a guy in Reed Sheppard who has the highest floor in the draft, in my opinion. His floor is like Dante DiVincenzo or somebody like that, like a great role player on a championship team. His ceiling, Klay Thompson. That's what I'm saying, like a 6'3" Klay Thompson. Like, Reed's game I love Reed's game, and I could go on and on about Reed. He's a great defender. He's smart, plays with IQ, shoots the piss out the ball. Like, he's pesky. Like, he's not even really a pesky defender because he can sit down and guard. Like, I don't know. Reed's game is just special. I have a whole video about it if you guys want to check that out. But Reed Sheppard, the third overall pick to the Houston Rockets. Now, fourth overall to the San Antonio Spurs, I have Alex Sarr. Now, I know Sarr is mocked 1, 2 in a lot of people's mock drafts, but for me, I think with the way my mock draft fell and the way the board shook out, Sarr 4 to the San Antonio Spurs is, a perfect fit. Playing him next to him, Sarr probably played the 4 because when he had the 5 last season was very effective, and I think Sarr and his game are very similar. Obviously, both 7 foot plus. Both can knock down the 3 ball. Both can handle the ball at their size, which is extremely impressive. So I think that pairing next to each other, that'd be crazy. And that'd be very exciting for San Antonio. Just wait till y'all see who I take with the 8th pick, their second overall pick in their second first round pick in this draft. Because the Spurs do hold the 4th pick and the 8th pick. So just stay tuned to see who I take. They might create the most exciting team. That'll just give y'all a hint. But Sarr, number 4 to the San Antonio Spurs. At pick 5, I got probably one of my other favorite players. Him and Reed Sheppard, both my favorite players. But I got Matisse Buzelis going to the Detroit Pistons with pick number 5. Now, Matisse, he reminds me a lot of Franz Wagner. I think that's why I like him so much. But he's a 6'10" small forward. Detroit, they really need scoring and shooting. But I think with Matisse, that gives him an all-around player that can, score the ball off the ball, because Cade Cunningham's going to be the point guard. He's going to have the ball in his hands primarily a lot of the time. So having a guy who can play off the ball, who can defend, who's long, rangy, athletic, I think Matisse is probably the perfect fit right here. I think he's a combination of best player available and as well as fit. So having Matisse or taking Matisse, that's a good pick right there for Detroit. They keep falling out of the top 3, so you got to find some way to just build talent around Cade Cunningham. With the 6th overall pick, I have the Charlotte Hornets taking Nikola Topic from Serbia. Now, Nikola Topic is a 6'7" point guard, and you know what else Charlotte has on their roster? A 6'7" point guard. But we're in the era where you need multiple ball handlers on the floor, multiple creators on the floor, and I think Topic is a prime example of the Phoenix Suns back in the 2018 draft when they had Devin Booker and as well as Luka Doncic. And Luka Doncic was right on the board for them. But they didn't take him. They took DeAndre Ayton. And I think Charlotte is looking at the way the NBA is built and the way previous teams made mistakes. And they're going to take Nikola Topic. This is one of them situations where you got to take the best player available. And I think Topic is the best player available here. Well, one of the best players available. But I think Topic provides something that the other guy doesn't have, and that's size. And the other guy's going to get taken next. So we'll talk about him in a minute. But Topic, he's foreign, so he plays very smart, very crafty, very nitty. With the 7th pick in the NBA draft, I have the Portland Trailblazers taking Ron Holland from G League Ignite. Ron Holland is a mix of Josh Jackson, Jonathan Kuminga, Jaylen Brown, that kind of mode, that athletic, 6'7", 6'8" wing player coming out of the draft, and he's very raw. So Ron Holland, he can score the ball, he can get to the basket, he's very athletic, like I said, he can defend, but the jump shot's not there, it needs development, just like those other guys I just named. And I think Ron Holland, he's probably, I don't want to say most NBA ready, but he has a lot of potential. If he puts it all together, he gets that jump shot going, he gets that scoring flow. Like, I think Ron Holland can be a problem for the Portland Trailblazers, and I really like this pick a lot because it's a high value pick. Because Ron Holland was potentially a top 3 pick, prior to the season, but now they're getting him at what, 8, 7? They're getting him at 7, so it's like special pick. With the 8th pick in the NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs are going to take Rob Dillingham. Rob is the most polarizing, crafty, explosive, in a good way, in a finesse type of way, player in the draft. And I like his game a lot. He's a 6'2" point guard / shooting guard. He's unguardable. He reminds me a lot of Kyrie Irving. I think him, if this happens, if the board shakes out this way, Alex Sarr, Wemby, and Victor Wembanyama. I said Wembanyama and Wemby. I'm tripping. Rob Dillingham, Wemby, and Alex Sarr. That's a crazy 3-man trio to build your team with. And I think that'll bring back, I think they could potentially become a dynasty like the old Spurs were, but just a modern version because they're more explosive, more fun to watch. Wemby's already a more exciting player than Tim Duncan was. I'm just going to call it what it is. And I think Rob Dillingham probably might be the most exciting player in Spurs history if he gets drafted here. So Rob Dillingham to the Spurs, guys. With the number 9 pick, I have the Memphis Grizzlies taking Zach Edey, the 2-time National Player of the Year. I know it's crazy, kind of high, but Memphis needs a center. And obviously Sarr, the best centers off the board, or best power forward, whatever you want to call Sarr. And because they need a rebounder, they need a guy who can grab boards, because Josh Jackson's not that guy. He's more of a natural forward. And I think Edey would be a perfect fit here. And obviously Kling is off the board too, but yeah, Edey's the perfect fit here for me. I think playing next to Josh, because you see, I'm getting off track a lot, but you see what a guy like Derek Lively did for the Mavs, and I think Edey could do a similar thing. But obviously the Grizzlies were just hurt this year, so that's really the downfall, or that's what was the downfall, the injuries. But I think if they're healthy, Edey plays how he played in college, or projects well to be a solid center like I think he is, Memphis is going to be set for years to come. That'll add on to their young core, their incredibly young core. 9th pick in the draft, I have the Utah Jazz taking Dalton Knecht. He's a Utah Jazz type of player, and he reminds me a lot of young Gordon Hayward. But Knecht in college was a lights out scorer, lights out shooter. He's about 6'6", 6'7", and like I said, he shoot the piss out the ball. I think he could probably start. Who do you have? Markin at the 4, Walker Kessler at the 5, if he even starts. No, Markin and John Collins, I don't know who they have, but Keontae George, they need some more talent, and I think Knecht is a perfect talented guy to fit in that Utah Jazz system. Coached by Will Hardy, who I'm very fond of. I think Will Hardy's one of the best coaches in basketball, obviously coming from, the Celtics and Brad Stevens, because it didn't come from, Joe Mazzulla. He's so sorry, but that's neither here nor there. With the 11th pick, I have the Chicago Bulls taking Isaiah Cuellar from USC. I made a video recently about Cuellar, talking about how he might be the steal of their draft, and I'm just going to stand at that take because 11 for a guy who was projected to be top 2, top 3. I think that's perfect. Chicago needs a guy who can, bring some culture back to the team. And I think Coiler has that dog in him to bring that culture back for them. And Kobe White's not the future, even though he had a really good year. But once they blow everything up, trade DeRozan, trade Zach LaVine, which they should do, which they should have done a couple years ago, it'll be Coiler's show to run. And I think Coiler, he has the potential to be an all-rookie first-team guy with the Bulls, maybe a Rookie of the Year candidate. Who knows? Rookie of the Year is so up for grabs. When I make that video about who I think is going to win Rookie of the Year after the draft, I think, we'll see where everybody's going to land and stuff like that. But Coiler, we made a video recently, so if you want to hear about Coiler, just check it out. Coiler, like I said, he has NBA ready size, so that's just, a sneak peek right there. But Coiler's the Bulls. With the 12th pick, I have Tajane Salon from, where's Salon from? He might be French too. I think he is French, but he's a 6'10" power forward. The Thunder need some more size. I could have had them taking Flip, but I got him taking a true 4 because I think Chet at the 5 is what's key. Just like how Wemby at the 5 was key and it expanded his game and opened his game up a lot more. I think if OKC just takes a traditional 4, Salon reminds me a lot of John Collins, a vertical threat. Like, just watch the lobs that he's catching in the highlights. He can also stretch the floor. He can really stretch where he can shoot 30-footers. Just watch the highlights. I'm telling you, just watch the highlights. But he's a high flyer who can shoot the 3-ball, especially in France or whatever pro league he's playing in. I believe this is France. But yeah, Tajane Salon. I think he's an OKC guy. He reminds me of Ousmane Dieng a lot. One of them private players that OKC likes to take. They have picks, so they're going to take a high risk, high reward type of player. So Salon, 12 to the OKC Thunder. With the 13th overall pick, I think this might be a steal. Stephon Castle to the Sacramento Kings. Castle reminds me a lot of Josh Hart, one of them glue guy type players. And the Kings don't really need another star, and especially they're not getting it at 13. I don't think they're going to get it at 13, but they take Stephon Castle, a guy who can, come in, probably be a backup for the first couple years of his career with the Kings. Probably take Davion Mitchell's spot because Davion Mitchell, he's not panning out as, the Kings hoped for. And I think he can do everything Davion Mitchell can do right now. He's just 6'5", 6'6". So I think that would be a great pick for the Sacramento Kings. He's a proven winner, won championship at UConn. So I think he would be a perfect fit. He did say he didn't want to go to a team with a starting point guard. But, oh well, buddy. You really don't get to choose. It's the draft. But Stephon Castle to the Sacramento Kings. And the last pick in the lottery, I got the Portland Trailblazers taking Cody Williams. You can't never have too many forwards. Cody Williams, 6'8", 6'9", score the ball. Younger brother, Jalen Williams. They say the younger brother is always better. But, yeah, Cody Williams reminds me a lot of like B.I. Very long and rangy. Can shoot the ball. On low volume, though. But he can shoot the ball. He can score, move without the ball, defend. He does everything you want in a, wing player. So, why wouldn't Portland take him? And he's projected to go in the lottery. So, why wouldn't Portland take him? Like I said. So, Cody Williams, 14 to the Portland Trailblazers. With that, concludes the mock draft 4.0 for the 2024 NBA draft. I'm not going to keep you guys here too long. I'm Win Chirmy. I'm out.